All right. Hi guys, welcome to our makeup class for last Thursday. Sorry we had to miss, but hopefully this will make up for that. We're gonna go through a gentle, relaxing class, but we're also gonna work hard in it. So as always, we'll move gently, but we're still gonna get a workout. So let's come to a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall so that our lungs are open. Good. And check in to relax the shoulders. Okay, now comfortable for me is sitting cross-legged, but if that's not comfortable for you, sit in whatever way is comfortable for you. Sit in a way that allows you to take full, complete breaths. Notice how your breath is moving, whether it's moving in through your nose or your mouth. Notice where it's moving to, if it's into your belly, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, your back, or someplace else. You can soften your eyes or close your eyes if you'd like to. Just allow yourself to come into this moment. Notice the connection, the feel of your body to the mat. Notice where your bottom is touching the mat, or the sides of your legs or your feet, or wherever it is that's touching the mat. Notice the way that that feels. You can set an intention for your practice if you'd like. I just lost my screen, so just a moment. Okay, there, sorry. And we're going to move into a camel ride, or a seated cat and cow. So with arms relaxed and resting on your thighs, or if you're seated in some other ways, maybe resting on the floor, but probably the thighs. And we're going to inhale, draw the chin down and forward to bring the chin up, stretching your throat. And then exhale, drop the chin, round the spine, pull back, creating flexion in your spine. And again, inhale, come forward, reach, look up. And exhale, drop the chin, round the spine, come back. 2 more times. Inhale forward. And exhale back. 1 more time. Really stretching the spine as you move. And inhale, come back to center. From here, bring your right hand to the floor, and your left arm is going to inhale, reach up and overhead, stretching through the side of your body. Look up towards your hand if you can. We'll breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in, come on up, switch sides. Breathe out to the other side. Looking up towards your hand, breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in, both arms up. Breathe out, palms out, arms come down. Shoulders relax, maybe rounding them a little bit. Good. Let's come to hands and knees. And in hands and knees, we're going to go into cat and cow again. So with an inhale, cow pose. And exhale, cat pose. A few more times at your own pace, inhaling. And exhaling. On this cat pose, once you're into cat, shake your head as if you're saying no. And nod your head as if you're saying yes. And then come back to center when you're ready. If you need a break on your wrist, go ahead and take it. Otherwise, we're going to go into a spinal balance. So bringing your right arm up straight out in front of you, parallel to the ground, and your left leg straight back behind you. Flex your foot so that you're in dorsal flexion and draw your navel up toward your spine. Press your left hand away from the ground, creating space between your shoulder and your ears. One more breath. And bring it down. Same thing on the other side. Left arm reaches straight out in front of you. Right leg comes back. Flexing the right foot. Navel's drawn in and pressing the right hand away from your ear. And come back down. If you need a child's pose after that, go ahead and take it. Bringing your bottom down towards your heels, head down towards the floor, hands down towards your feet. With an inhale, come on back to hands and knees. And then with an exhale to downward facing dog, curling the toes under. Lifting the hips up, knees off of the ground. Press your inner hands into the mat. Opening up your chest with your armpits pressing down toward your thighs. You can adjust your hands if you need to so that arms are wider or that feet are wider. Maybe arms will be more in towards each other, or maybe arms will be bent a little bit. Knees most definitely might be bent, especially while we're making adjustments to our upper body. And one more breath in our down dog. And if it feels safe for you, try a hip stretch here. Bringing your right leg up into the air and then opening the hip. And bringing the right leg back down and going to the other side. Left leg up into the air and opening the hip. Come back down, lower your knees gently and take a child's pose. Keep your arms stretched out overhead for this child's pose. With an inhale, come back to hands and knees. And with an exhale, move forward and down to the mat. Good. Slide your hands forward so that your forearms are aligned underneath your shoulders. Fingers spread wide, palms facing down. Toes are pointed and pressing into the mat. So the top of your feet are pressing into the mat as we go into Sphinx pose. With an inhale, lift your chest and head. We're trying to get the belly button off of the ground if we can. Take 1 or 2 breaths here. You can squeeze your glutes here to help protect your back if that feels good, or you could keep them soft if that feels like a better stretch for you. And lower back down to the ground, resting your head for a moment. We're going to do that one more time, or a cobra pose. Cobra pose is a deeper back bend. So if you were in Sphinx and felt like that was plenty back bend for you, then come to Sphinx again. But if you feel like you would like a deeper back bend, Then come with me to cobra. So chest down, hands slide back to underneath your shoulders so that your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Elbows tight in towards the ribs, toes pressing down. Activate your glutes here and lift your chest up. Relax your shoulders. So my shoulders aren't up here towards my ears, they're relaxed down. Good. Breathing. One more breath. And come on up and into a child's pose again. With an inhale, hands and knees, checking your alignment. And an exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna try to transition right from our downward facing dog. So with an inhale, right foot's gonna step forward and we raise up. So we're in a lunge. Left leg is back, heel is off of the ground. Right knee is aligned above the second or third toe. Hips are facing forward, chest is raised, arms are gonna come up overhead. Look up if you can, but that'll really test your balance. Good. Bring your arms down, step your left foot forward just a bit, and we're gonna try to balance. Into airplane pose, bringing the arms wide, chest comes down, left leg comes up behind us while the right leg straightens. You can look down here for your focal point. And let's see if we can go even further, bringing the hands to the ground, relaxing the head down, left leg still up behind you. And left foot comes down next to the right foot for a forward fold. Cross your arms if it feels good and let your head hang heavy. Breathe in and out, deep breaths into your belly if you can. Bring your hands back to the ground as we move to the other side. Right leg steps back, right heel's off of the ground, and we raise our chest. We're now in a crescent lunge on this side. Left knee is aligned above, or in front of, behind, I should say, the second and third toe, meaning the knee's not coming out and it's not going in. It's aligned above the ankle. Good. Right heel is off of the ground. Both hips are facing forward as we reach the arms up. And if we feel stable, looking up. Coming back up, arms wide, step your right foot forward just a little bit as we've set up for balance. Remember, you can always use a chair or wall or something else that you might need for balance, and one side might be a lot better or maybe worse than the other side. We're gonna bring arms wide, palms facing down, chest comes down, and then right leg comes up behind you, straightening through the left leg. Sometimes we fall out of our balance, and that's okay. We just come right back if we can. Sometimes our foot might not be very far off the ground, if at all. Sometimes we might be at our tippy toe, or just an inch or two off of the ground. And let's see if we can take this, hands forward to the ground, head down, right leg extended up behind you. Good, and right foot comes down next to the left foot, forward fold. This time we're gonna sweep the floor. Both hands sweep to the right while hips move to the left, and then change. Left hands to the left, hips to the right, and back and forth. Sweeping the floor. Letting the upper body hang heavy. Come back to centered stillness and slowly roll yourself up to standing. As always, take time here if you feel lightheaded, keeping your chin down and or your eyes closed. With an inhale, bring your arms wide, reach up tall, palms together. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms wide, reach up. Palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Bring your hands down. Walk your feet about shoulder width apart. Hands come to your waist as we go into some hip circles. Bringing hips forward, to the right, back, to the left, forward, right, back, left. One more time. And then 3 times in the other direction. Noticing what you feel in your body as you move. One more time around. Come back to center. Walk your feet back into hip width apart. And we'll go into a tree pose, some more balance. So again, if you need a chair or a wall, utilize that chair or wall. With the right leg rooted down, we're going to open the left hip. Left toes face to the left. Knee and hip are open to the left as well. Right leg's rooted down, and we're careful not to put our weight out into our hip. We want to activate the inner thigh so that we can stand up tall. When you're ready and found a focal point, maybe on the ground or in front of you, lift your left heel up and slide it in so that the heel is above the ankle. Check in again that you're not dumping out on your hip, but keeping yourself up. For some of us, this right here might be enough balance challenge, and this is where we'll stay today. For others, maybe you want to bring your foot up to your leg. Wherever we go, we want to make sure that our left knee isn't closing inward. We want to keep it open so that this remains a hip opening exercise. And maybe you want to go even higher up into your thigh. But again, wherever you've gone, make sure that this hip is staying open. Let's bring our hands to heart center, or of course, if you're holding on to something, you'll keep holding on. Nice and tall, growing like a tree. Let's see what would happen if we brought our left hand to our left thigh and our right arm up overhead and then bent gently to the left. Come on back up. Relax the arm down. Pull the left knee forward. See if you can give it a hug and then bring it down. Shake out that right leg if you need to. We'll go on to the other side. So again, ankles are aligned underneath the hips. Left leg is strong and we're not dumping out onto the hip. Right hip, knee, and toes open to the right. Heel comes off of the ground and we find our focal point. When we feel stable, right heel comes in above the ankle and we check in again to see how we're feeling. Left inner thigh is engaged strong. Right hip, it stays open. And if we're feeling stable, the leg might come up above the ankle, but never pressed against the knee, right? We don't want to put the foot pressure against the knee joint lest we knock it, and we don't want to knock our knees. And again, maybe you'll come all the way to your thighs. And since you're at home, it's a fun time to practice different techniques to your tree pose and any pose. Make sure your right hip stays open and that you're strong through your left leg. Let's bring hands to heart center, or maybe your hand is at a chair or a wall. Take a break whenever you need it. Let's try bringing our right hand to our thigh, left arm up overhead. And bend to the right. Oh, my foot is slipping. Come on back up. See if you can bring your right knee forward and give it a hug. And then down. Good. Shake it out. Ooh, that left foot is talking to me. A lot of pressure there. Let's go into a chair pose. Bringing both feet together this time. Sometimes we do chair pose with feet hip width apart. Sometimes we bring the feet together. Today we're going to bring the feet together. See if you can lift your toes up and spread them wide and then float them back down. Nice and tall, navel's drawn in and up. Chest is open, shoulders drawn back and down. With an inhale, bring your arms wide, palms facing in toward each other. And an exhale, bend your knees, dropping your seat into chair pose. Look up if you'd like to, but if that hurts your neck, look forward or maybe even down. Breathe into your belly if you can. One more breath. And on your next exhale, straighten through your legs and forward fold.
Relax your head down. Shoulders soft in your forward fold. And if you need to use something like a block in your forward fold to soften your shoulders, then do.
If you don't have a block, blocks can be purchased online anywhere, or you can even get these at Walmart. I think Weimart has them too. And I think Rite Aid has a fairly nice yoga selection for Rite Aid.
Let's take a half back salute.
Bringing hands to thighs, send your hips back, raise your chest so that it's parallel to the ground. Hips back, shoulders back. Pressing through the back of your legs. Some of us have enough flexibility that we could be doing this with our hands on the ground, and others need to keep our hands up or even at our shins. With an inhale, come arms wide all the way up. Palms together. And an exhale, hands to heart center. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, arms wide, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Relax your arms down. Shake it out a little bit. Let's come into a warrior two, just because we've been doing warrior two and I want to keep it fresh in our mind. So come to the top of your mat, mountain pose. With an inhale, left leg steps back, opening the hip. Look down and see your right heel is in line with your left arch. Bend your right knee above the ankle. Arms wide, shoulders drawn away from your ears, palms facing down, and then look out toward your right middle finger. And again, shoulders drawn away from your ears. So a lot of times we kind of raise our shoulders up, really focus them down. Notice what you feel every area in your body in your warrior two. Notice the back arm sometimes wants to draw down as well. Try to keep it aligned if you can. You can turn your palms up also. Let's go ahead and relax the arms down. Straighten through the front leg, turn the foot in, and turn the left foot out as we go to the other side. Check in that your foot alignment didn't change, left heel in line with the right arch. Bending the left knee so it's above the ankle. Arms wide, shoulders relaxed. Looking out toward the left middle finger. You can squeeze your glutes here and your inner thigh. But we've been doing warrior two enough, so hopefully we know that by now. One more breath here. Relax your arms down, straighten through the front leg, turn your left foot in. Walk both feet in one length, 1 foot. And we're gonna turn both feet outward. We're gonna go into a goddess squat. And then next Tuesday, we'll go into the wheel of vitality, which is always a lot of fun. With an inhale, reach your arms up, palms facing toward each other. Exhale, bend your knees, bend your elbows, goddess pose. Draw your elbows back to really open your heart. Looking forward or even up. And in fact, you know what? I'm gonna turn my mat a little bit so that I have mat underneath me. Take another breath or two in this pose. And then with an inhale, come on up and give yourself a break, arms down, legs straight. Since we're not in class together and we can't see each other, now might be a perfect time to do our lion's breath. Lion's breath is a little bit embarrassing for some of us because we make a funny face. But now that we're all alone, because it's a recorded class, it might be the perfect time to do it. In our lion's breath, we open our eyes as wide as we can, cross our eyes, and then we stick out our tongue as far as we can. And then we roar from deep in the lungs, really exercising the diaphragm and clearing out the lungs. I'll show you what the face looks like, and then we'll do the exercise together. So let's see, maybe you can see me. I'll even come closer. I'll really embarrass myself. All right, so this is what it looks like. We do it from a goddess squat, and we take an inhale, and then as we exhale, we open and cross our eyes and open our mouth and roar. So inhale and exhale. I'll do it one more time, just for pure embarrassment. Yes, it might make you cough. Inhale and exhale. Oh, the doggies thought that was fun. Let's give it a try together. As we inhale, we'll straighten the body, and as we exhale, we'll come into goddess pose. I'll do it one time so you can see, and then we'll do it 3 times together. So when you're ready, or when you're ready to watch, it'll be an inhale and exhale. All right, let's do it together 3 times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, goddess squat. 2 more times. Inhale up and exhale. Last time. And inhale up. And exhale, arms wide, come down. That's especially important in a time that we're really seeking respiratory health that strengthens and tones the lungs. You know, organs are made of tissue just like muscles. And it's important to keep them strong the same way we keep our muscles strong. Let's go ahead and start cooling down. We'll come into a seated position. Let's come into wide legs. Sitting up tall. Flex your toes towards your body. And just hold, sitting up nice and tall. If you need to, you can have a wall behind you. This is especially great since we're at home to help support your back up. If you feel like you need to come back on your hands in order to sit here, definitely back up to a wall so that it can support you upright. That'll give you flexibility in your hip flexors, which is really important. I'm pretty tight these days, so I'm going to choose to stay here. But if you would like to take a forward fold here, you can certainly take a forward fold here. Hinging from your hips, you can bring your hands forward or down your legs into a forward fold. But like I said, I'm going to stay here. Try not to hunch your back around if you are doing a forward fold. Try to stay tall, shoulders relaxed. Keep your feet flexed. Press your legs down. Good. If you're in a forward fold, come on back up. And we're going to bring the left foot in toward the right foot, or toward the right thigh, sorry. Good. Keep the right foot flexed. Right hand on the thigh, and left arm's going to reach up. We're going to twist the body slightly back to the left, just slightly, so that we're really open to the left side. And then bend to your side, getting a deep stretch in the side body and also in the leg. Don't overdo it. You'll notice I'm not coming far at all because like I said, I'm fairly tight today, so I'm not going to come far at all. I'm just doing enough that feels good in my body because I don't want to feel worse later. We could force it, but let's not. One more breath. And with an inhale, come on up. Now, since we're in this position, if you wanted to at your own time, I don't want to, but if you wanted to at your own time, you could turn your body towards your right leg and take a forward fold here. That's just not right for me today. But if you want to do that, do that. When you're ready, bring your right foot in and your left leg out. Left leg is flexed, or left foot is flexed. The leg is too, pressing into the ground. You might need to adjust your sitting bones or even your flesh, kind of moving fat out of the way. Left hand to the leg. With an inhale, right arm up. And then over. Notice how it feels in your body. Open your body to the rear just a little bit. You can look up if you'd like, or whatever feels good in your neck. Look down too. The problem with looking down is then your body wants to follow. And we're not doing that. We're trying to keep the body open. I have a lot less flexibility in my shoulder on this side, so my arm isn't reaching out as far. It's kind of more up. So work with your body in whatever way feels comfortable for you. And again, don't force anything. This is a gentle yoga practice, not an Olympic yoga practice. And if you want to take it into a forward fold, you can, but again, I'm not going to today. And come on back up. Bring your left foot in to butterfly pose. Intertwine your fingers underneath your feet if you can. Lift your chest up, shoulders drawn away from your ears, and then relax your thighs. Let's bring some movement into our butterfly. Just little butterfly flutters. Does that make a funny noise? The puppies can hear the little tap, tap, tap of my thighs on the ground. One last exercise before we come down. We're going to go into a boat pose. Release your hands, bring your knees in, and spread your feet a little bit further away from your body. We're going to start with hands behind the thighs. Lift your chest up, shoulders relaxed away from your ears, and lean back. Bring your feet up off of the ground with your hands supporting your thighs. Notice how that feels in your body if your core engages. If it feels good, try releasing your hands. Bring your hands back to your thighs and try extending your legs up. And if that feels good, try releasing your hands. Bring your hands back, knees bent, feet down, arms wrap around the shins from the outside, round your spine and drop your head. Take a couple resting breaths. Excellent. From there, let's come back to our backs. Or down to our backs, I should say. Knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Arms at our side for constructive resting pose. Let's lift our right leg straight up into the air. This is a great opportunity to use a strap if you have one. If you're unfamiliar with the yoga strap, I know that if you're in my classes, you're not unfamiliar with the yoga strap, if you're in my live classes, but if you are unfamiliar with the strap, it's just a nylon, I guess this is nylon strap with a buckle on one end. You can make a loop of it to loop around your feet. Straps are pretty useful, and if you're going to practice yoga, I recommend you have one at home. However, a towel wrapped around can work the same way, or a belt can work the same way, but you get more length out of a strap, and you can buy straps in different lengths. In this case, you might put it around your foot so that you can relax while holding your leg up. You can even bring your arms down or stretch up overhead. And it allows a way for your leg to come straight without too much effort from your upper body. If you don't want to use the strap there, you can support your thigh or your ankle or someplace else. Let's release that leg and go to the other side. Now, since we're recorded, you can feel free to pause and stop this video or rewind or whatever you'd like to go back to areas that you wanted to spend more time on. And that's such a great idea to find videos. If you're needing a little bit of extra help with any of your yoga poses, look on YouTube and you can search for specific poses and find them pretty easily. Or there's a lot of tutorials that you can read about online as well. Go ahead and bring your left leg down and prepare for Shavasana, or maybe there's another stretch or pose that you'd like to take before Shavasana. Shavasana is a very important pose in yoga. Most yogis will tell you that it's the most important pose in a yoga asana practice or yoga pose practice. And so it's important not to miss out on that. That's where our tissues process what we just did, where the muscles store the memory and where the DNA and the cells in our body receive that gentle exercise that we just did. So it's important. And with plenty of yoga practice, do you know it can actually override damaged cells in your body? So it's important to take that rest time. I think any exercise expert will agree that rest is the most important part of your exercise program, assuming that you do have an exercise program. If all you're doing is resting, not so great. So it's important not to skip out on that Shavasana. Plus, it's really great for our mental well-being to just pause, right? So with that, I'm going to leave you to your Shavasana, and I'm going to say goodbye here. So always finish your practice with a little bit of thoughtful time, whether it's thinking about your day or creating a little gratitude list or setting an intention or revisiting your practice mentally. It's important to always finish that way with intention. So enjoy your Shavasana, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Namaste.